Hi guys, my name is Steve B. I'm going to talk to you today about staying sober for today. I hope you guys are all doing well on this beautiful day. It's kind of cold out today. It's in the 30s, you know, which is fine. It is a wintry kind of day, but it's all right. I'm dressed for the cold. And how you guys doing today? I hope you're all well. We're going to stay sober, aren't we, today? I know I am, and I want you guys to do it with me. I want you guys to do it with me. I want to stay sober, and I want you to stay sober too. If you're an alcoholic like I am, it's a huge thing not taking a drink on any given day. But if you hang in there, you can become a success story with that. I see it all the time. I've been seeing it for years and years and years, and I hope I never stop seeing it. People like getting sober and staying sober one day at a time, and if you do it for long enough, the time adds up. And here I am, last day of November, November 30th. And tomorrow's December 1st. I love this time of year. This time of year is awesome. It's my anniversary time of year. So I got like a few more weeks, and I'll be celebrating 32 years, God willing. If I live. you know. Yeah, I had a friend that used to say, how you get to be an old timer? Don't drink and don't die. And I'm 100% on board with that. If I don't drink and I don't die, I am going to stay sober. And lo and behold, that the days add up, the minutes add up to hours, add up to days, add up to weeks, add up to months, add up to years, and it happens one day at a time. One day at a time is so profound. I love that expression, one day at a time. When I first came into recovery, my two favorite sayings were "keep it simple" and "one day at a time," and they both kind of go together. They go together. Keeping it simple is one day at a time, 1 minute at a time if you have to. Life is very good for this guy. For this recovering drunk, life is very good. And I've been happier than ever. Doing this podcast and running the meeting down here. Of course, we might not get anybody today. It's freaking in the 30s. It's chilly. But I'm here, and if nobody shows up, I go home and hang out. I go home and hang out with Bailey the cat, and I enjoy his company. He enjoys my company, and I'll do that. I'm good with that. That's my comfort zone. You know, God has been very good to this drunk. You know, another thing I heard. I don't know how much truth there is to this one, but God loves drunks and fools. And when I was drinking, I was both. I was both, and thank God He had patience with me because otherwise I wouldn't be here with you guys. I wouldn't give a darn about helping anyone else. But one day at a time, I am here. God has been the main reason why I'm here. If it weren't for God, I wouldn't be here. I should have been dead 100 times, but I'm not. When I first came into recovery, I was kind of brain dead, but that's another story. He even gives you back your freaking mental faculties. So, I'm here to tell you that I'm living proof that, yeah, God's not going to give up on you. He will not give up on you. He didn't give up on me. He won't give up on you. And if you're having a tough time staying clean or sober today, just you could do it any way you want, but say a little prayer, and God will hear that prayer, and He'll answer it. God answers prayers. You know, he wants to help you. He's just waiting on you to call on him. You know, honestly, guys, you are important to Him, just as I am. sometimes I let life get in the way, and I get into my own head, and if it, like, say, if nobody comes today, I'll be like, oh, nobody came. I can whine about it, or I could say, okay, try again tomorrow, and I'm good with that. I always have the idea that if they don't come here, there's another meeting after this. That's during the week, though. Today's Saturday, so I can't do that today. But I'll go home and I'll be completely okay with that. Have a little lunch, hang out with the cat, and you know, get warm and get comfy. You know, I'm warm and comfy now. I got my hoodie on. I got underneath that. I got a long shirt to keep my arms warm, and I got this knit hat to keep my head cold. Yeah, keep my head warm. You know, 'cause that's where most of the air comes out of. So I gotta keep my head warm too. But I'm doing great today. Hope you are. Hope you are. We had a tremendous meeting yesterday. Hope we have another good one today. I'm all for that. You know, one day at a time. That's how we stay sober. That's how I do it. And if you, there is no other way. There's no other way. You got to make a reservation. You can't have any kind of reservation that about drinking or using again. You got to get it out of there because it's not going to do any good. It's gonna hurt you, and it's eventually going to kill you. And we're not here to destroy ourselves. By the grace of God, I'm here to live the best possible life I could live here on earth. And I can't do that by myself. I need God. I need you guys. I need meetings. I need to hear people. I need to be around other recovering drunks and addicts. Because you know what? I learned real soon, real fast, that, only a drunk and an addict can help another drunk and an addict. So I'm here to tell you that that's the only way. There's no other way. And that's it, man, in a nutshell. I had a person tell me, well, how do you get it? How do you get it? What do I got to do? You know what I said? I said you got to go to meetings. Go to meetings. Go to meetings. Go until you want to start going. If you don't want to go, keep going until you want to go. Um, it's really, it's a it's not rocket science. You go to meetings, you get around other recovering alcoholics, and that's how it's done. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. So um, it's not anything very difficult. Go to a meeting, don't pick up, don't drink. When I first came, it was like, how do you stay sober? Don't drink and go to meetings. Yeah, but how do you stay sober? Don't drink and go to meetings. But really, that's simple as that. Don't drink and go to meetings. And then eventually there's other parts of the program, like you're gonna eventually need a higher power, a God of your understanding. And yeah, honestly, it's as simple as that. Simple as that. Don't drink, go to meetings. You will stay sober. Um, there used to be a gentleman. He was an old guy then, and he passed away quite a while ago. Actually, his name was Bob, and Bob used to say, "There's Bob. Bob's Law has two rules. Step one, or rule number one: don't drink and go to meetings. And rule number two: always follow rule number one, and you will stay sober." I always remembered Bob. Bob was a good dude. You know, oh, he was an old guy. He died at a ripe old age. I have no idea how much time he had, but it didn't matter. Bob stayed sober, and I know he was around here for a long time. So you know, it's just the most fantastic thing in the world. Don't drink and go to meetings. You will stay sober. You will stay sober. And it's really beautiful down here today. You know, not that many people. My fingers are a little chilly. I'm gonna go put on my gloves. You know, keep my fingers warm. You know, I would always say in the cold weather, you know, if my fingers are warm, my ears are warm, I'm good. You know, yeah, I got to keep the ears warm too because when the ears get cold, it ain't fun. It ain't fun. Um, but what's going on with you guys? Everything good today? Are you having a hard time? If you are, um, get on your knees or however you want to do it and ask God to help you. He will. He wants to help you. He wants to help you, and He will. He will. So just ask Him. Asking you shall receive. You shall receive. But this one day at a time thing, this is freaking bigger than big. One day at a time is how this thing works. You know, one day at a time is how recovery works. It's as simple as that. You don't have to go beyond that. You don't have to get into, like anything deep or profound. You know, just don't drink and go to meetings for today. You know, there are other things too. You know, there's steps. Of course, my biggest helper is God, God Almighty. He's going to help you. He wants to help you. He will help you, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. God is waiting for you to call on Him. You call on Him, and He will be there, and He will help you. Um, Yeah, I'm looking at everything that there's some kind of football game or something going on over there. I hear a lot of yelling and stuff. I remember when I was a kid playing football, pickup football, and when the weather got colder and stuff, throw on the freaking sweatshirts and the dirty clothes and whatnot, and get out there and throw that pigskin around. It was a lot of fun growing up. I wouldn't want to do it now. I don't want to get hurt. I'm 67. I don't want to freaking break anything, you know. And there's always that possibility when you're out there playing football. Um, it's yeah, it's the last day of November. Tomorrow's December 1st. And I hope to be there. I hope to be there on December 1st. I plan on it. I don't know if it in God's will or not, but I hope it is. I'd like to stick around a little more. 67, but I'm not dead. I wonder sometimes about my workings of my organs and stuff like that. And if I did any damage or I'm doing any damage. I think I eat pretty good. I eat healthily. Um, I don't really pig out on, once in a while, like I told you guys before, I like a good piece of cheesecake, with strawberries all over it. That's one of my favorite things, and oh man, if I could have a piece of cheesecake every day, that'd be heaven for me. But I don't know. You get older and your metabolism changes too, and it doesn't work quite as good as it has worked in the past. You know what I mean? You know, God is God is there. And the answer to the whole thing is to use your discretion. Don't overdo it. Don't eat too much. Don't do too much. Don't drink too much coffee. This, that, and the other thing. I've been through it all, and I come back to the place to say that if I didn't have God, I couldn't do any of this. he is the most amazing friend I've ever had, and father, friend and father. You know, the earthly father is going to be very, very, what's that word? You know, they're human. You know, they're gonna be make mistakes. They're gonna do, and the thing is that you know God isn't gonna. And it says somewhere in the word in the scriptures that you know like call no man uh on earth your father. You have one father in heaven. Ever since I read that, I call my father in heaven. God, I call him my father in heaven. You have one father in heaven. You know, dads are great, but are flawed. Dads have flaws. What's that? You know, guys, um, we all have flaws. But you know what? I'm making it. I'm making it, and God is helping me every day. Even if nobody shows up, I'm good. I'm healthy. God is with me. I don't want to drink, and I think I don't know what it would take to make me want to drink, but I have a lot of tools to deal with if I ever want to, and I hope I don't. I hope I don't. But I'm a realist too, you know. Like uh, I'm an alcoholic. Whether I'm drinking or not drinking, I'm an alcoholic, and I want to be a sober alcoholic. Um, well, guys, you know, thanks for listening to my ramble, and love you all. God bless.